Hello guys, my name is Shreyas. I'm an educator at Unacademy. You can follow me on the Learning app as well. You can see my new set of courses on the Learning app as well. So here I'm having a battery and here I'm having a plant and the sun is very sunny outside. So you can connect these three words, that is the solar power plant. This will be the lesson we'll be doing today. So please do rate it and review it, and please do subscribe us on our Unacademy Engineering Curriculum YouTube channel. Thank you guys. So guys, let's start with the course Elements of Mechanical Engineering. So this is actually the topic on which the other courses will be framed. So my name is Shreyas A. I'm a B Mechanical Engineering student. You can find me at the URL given over here, which redirects to my Unacademy user platform. So solar power will be the course we'll be learning today. The lessons which I'll be doing will be redirected to the course solar power itself. So the target audience for this slide will be engineering students, general audience who are interested in science related topics, people who are interested in environmental resources, people who are interested in knowing the involvement of natural resources. The learning outcomes of this slide will be, you guys will come to know what are solar power plants, what are the ways of producing electricity in a solar power plant, what are photovoltaic power plants, what are solar thermal power plants, what are the operation of a solar power plant, and what are the environmental effects of a solar power plant. So solar power plants is our lesson. So let's go with the first set of slides. So you can so before going into the lesson, let's start with the quote. Solar energy is the smart way to power your home. So go with the solar energy. It is the most beneficial solar energy. So what is a solar power plant? It is the process of operation which is similar to the other plants as well, like the nuclear power plants and the wind power plants. So it is a process of extracting energy out of sun, which is actually of comparative capital and maintenance. It is very efficient. It gives us 90% efficiency while creating the current for the from the solar power plants. The environmental effect while obtaining the energy from the source of the operating the plant is very nil. So it is actually 100% eco-friendly while operating this plant. So you can see over here, these are the three types of diffusions or radiations which we get from the solar energy. The scattered radiation, which is absorbed by the clouds, the direct radiation, which is absorbed by the atmosphere, and the albedo radiation, which is actually directed towards the ecosphere, which is actually redirected again to the atmosphere itself. So what are the ways of producing electricity in a solar power plant? It is classified into two differentiations, namely the photovoltaic electricity. The photovoltaic electricity, it makes usage of photovoltaic cells. The photovoltaic cells, they absorb the direct sunlight, which is powered by the solar energy. The second type of ways of producing electricity is the solar thermal electricity. The solar thermal electricity is also called as the solar collector. The solar collector, it has a mirror surface which reflects the sunlight, through which the electricity is generated. When the sunlight is reflected, it goes and falls onto a receiver. The receiver then heats up the liquid which is actually surfaced or fallen upon it. So then when the reflector actually gets the reflect, it actually gets the light, and then these lights, they hit the panels. And once these lights hit the panels, then there is the conversion of the solar energy into direct current electricity, that is the DC electric current. Then this DC electric current, it flows through the panels of the solar panel. Then by flowing through the panels of the solar panel, the DC electric current is converted into the alternating current. Once the alternating current is obtained, it is supplied into the local electric utilities, or it is distributed into the local electric utilities. The electricity transfers through the transformers, and the distribution of this electricity is gone into our homes as well as the other households which are dependent on the solar energy. So you can see here the amount of solar radiation affecting our world. You can see here, and you can also see the red dots symbolize the amount of solar energy being radiated, and the yellow dots symbolize the amount of solar energy being used by these persons. So you can see how much of the whole world is dependent upon the solar energy. So what are solar thermal power plants? So let's go on to it. The solar thermal power plants, they consist of solar thermal power plant collectors. These collectors, they capture and concentrate the sunlight, and once the capture and concentrating of sunlight is done, the sunlight is heated heated with the help of a synthetic oil called the therminol. Then once the heating is done, this heating is done to the water, just because they have to produce the water into steam. And once the steam is generated, it is propelled into the on-site turbine generator. The generator turns around and it helps with the production of electricity. This production of electricity is also helped by the usage of supplementary natural gas boiler. This natural gas boiler is very helpful because it burns the natural gas also to double or triple the generation of electricity in the solar thermal power plants. You can see the solar thermal power plant collectors which is placed over here. Similarly, the solar thermal power plant collectors will be placed in the solar thermal power plants with the usage of generator and with the usage of a natural gas burner. So what are solar trough systems? They are the best amongst today's commercial power plants. They help in the conversion of heat from the sun into electricity. This solar trough systems, they can focus upon the sun 30 to 60 times because of their parabolic shape. You can see the parabolic shape. And the highest temperature with the solar trough systems, they can hold up to 390 degrees centigrades. And finally, the electricity, when this high temperature rays fall on the solar trough systems, is generated, and it is generated by the usage of a conventional steam turbine. You always need a turbine or a generator for the generation of electricity. So this is how solar works. The solar energy from the sun, it is directed towards the solar panels. The solar panels are connected to electric switches or motors. From the electric motors, they fall into the lamps or the fridge which is connected inside your house, so that you can have long run electricity in your home. So what are the comparative costs of the solar power energy? The plant should be installed at areas which have around 2000 full load hours. And the normal irradiance of these areas should be more than 20,000 kilowatt hour per meter square. The specific system costs are very high, but the potential of solar thermal power plants is also very high. So to meet more demand, more systems have to be installed. So if the demand of the solar electricity is more, then more of specific systems has to be installed, so that you can see the capital cost actually increases by this phenomenon. So what are the environmental effects? They are 100% environmental friendly. They give out no pollution. There is no emission of gases. They do not harm the ecosystems, but they do harm the ecosystems in dry climates because of overuse of the solar energy. And the photovoltaic materials, they produce some toxic gases or some toxic waste because of the salinity of the water or because of the systems present inside the materials, which can disrupt the whole design. So this is how the solar power energy works, from households to reactors to the industries. So thank you guys. Any questions? Please drop those in the comments box below. You can find me at my Unacademy user platform by using this URL. And if you have liked this presentation, please do rate this video, review this course, and recommend this lesson or slide or presentation, and follow me on my Unacademy user platform present over here. Thank you guys. Have a good day.